The feeling when new YouTube system is so complicated that not even you can keep up with it, and then you're starting to talk on your own. On your own, because you don't realize the stream is on. So, oh boy. If only I can get my... Okay, finally! Okay, there we go. And I muted my phone, so there shouldn't be any echoing. Which is good. Let me actually quickly double check the settings of this music playlist. Yeah, everything should be fine, I hope. Perfect. Hi Circus Psycho, hi Snowfur236, hi Johannes, hi Chila Lapsa Blue. Welcome to the stream. What I was doing? Oh yeah, I was doing a full screen, which means that I can now switch here, and there we go. So, as you can see from the title, I will be drawing today by the popular demand about it in my server. If you have a Discord and would like to get to know some people who also like my content, feel free to join my Discord. We are having pretty good time there. And I also realized that I put the wrong setting on the playlist. Okay, there we go. Okay, I guess this is a good start to the stream when I splash a little bit of water on myself. Thankfully it doesn't go to the electronics, but yeah, I would have preferred not to get this little incident, but this is fine. It's okay. Yes, you can, if you want. Circle Psycho, yes, you can. Okay, where am I? Here. Okay. I hope that the people over on my stream who wished me to draw, well, welcome to watch me draw. AKA add a ridiculous amount of detail into places where it doesn't matter. So I hope you don't regret your choice. Another option would have been line arting a walking cycle, but you chose this one, so I hope you will be content with your decision. I bet I will. Circus Psycho. And for those who didn't manage to read the description, where I have placed the program I am using and also what I'm drawing some fan art. To those who probably watch the show will probably recognize the characters, but I'm drawing some fan art to Miraculous Ladybug, which is honestly about time. I've been following the show almost ever since the beginning, so yeah. About time I'm doing some fan art for this. And actually, fun fact, this drawing that I'm doing, I'm making it out of the second ever sketch I made out of these characters, and I was so happy with the sketch that I thought that one day I wanna finish it. And I think at this point it has been a week ago. Roughly a week ago, the Miraculous Ladybug team, they posted a song from an upcoming musical movie that they're currently making. And that song is just, even though it's in French, I love it. I absolutely love it. And because that song came out, I was like, you know what? I actually want to go and finish this drawing because I love the atmosphere on the song. So I kind of wanted to include some of that feel into this drawing. Oh, thank you, 2008 Star. I'm very happy to hear you like how I draw cats. I like it so far. Thank you. I also really love details, so although I have tried to like learn to make like a happy medium, in a sense that I don't make too much detail, but I also keep it detailed enough that I'm satisfied with it. Hi Adam, welcome to the stream. And also just to clarify, this drawing that I'm doing is not canon in the show. At least I have either very badly missed an episode or it happened somewhere in another galaxy. But this what I'm doing is not canon. It is like purely pulled out of my mind. And yeah, Chat Noir hasn't really served ice cream to Ladybug just yet. There was an episode that Mr. Pigeon, I forgot his actual name, but he offered some ice cream to them, but I don't think that Chat Noir has actually offered anything else but roses to the Ladybug, so unfortunately this is just a fever dream with the endless ship. Hi Idolilu, welcome to the stream. Yes, I do know who Hawkmoth is. I guess it came in as no surprise. How have you been? I've been good. Today was quite productive. I actually did a little character design for a roleplay that I'm having with my friend. It was like a very overdue character design of a main character that I'm roleplaying, so about time I actually did that. And on top of that, I was at a shopping center today to buy something for Artist Ally that I have been wanting to actually purchase for a while, and now that I finally actually got a chance. So okay, we're getting behind the characters, so this is where I'm actually cutting a little bit of corners that I'm not gonna do the detail everywhere because these characters are actually blocking quite nicely some of the view of the background, so I'm just gonna try to do details around that. Thank you, Meri Mursu. I really appreciate it. And hi, Sarak Seiyu, welcome to the stream. Oopsie. Also for the Finnish people who are currently watching, next week Saturday, so it is 28th, I think, of September, I will be at Pori in a artist alley called Nipori. If you happen to live around Pori or are going there, even though it's like a small little happening, you have a chance to see me at the artist alley, so if you happen to be around there, please come and say hi. I will be posting that information to my community tab later today, hopefully, so you can find more information about the happening from there. when I link all the links you need to basically know about the thing. And I don't know, I don't think it's worth of mentioning just yet. But there are 3 other cons I will be going to participate in, and got to Artist Alley, but for those I will save those announcements a little bit later because yeah, it's still a little bit early. 2 of them are happening on November and 1 of them is happening on January, so yeah, it's still a while until we get there, so I think it's better for me to save those announcements later. Unless people want to know beforehand, which in that case I can of course say where I'm going. So feel free to ask if you want to, but I think the Pori one is more important now for now. Important one for now. Oh, that's a bummer. Good luck with your exams. And thank you, Lapsblue. Do you play Warriors roleplay or any other? And what is your character's names? Oh, I do actually roleplay Warriors. I think I like 10 years ago when I started roleplaying, I actually did Pokemon. But nowadays I mainly do only Warrior Cat roleplays, mainly with my friends. Like the character design I talked about earlier, I can actually show it to you, that I did. Here she is. She is called Friendpaw, and she is from Maya and Wolf's roleplay actually. Wolf is the person that sometimes pops onto my streams and talks with me, and you may sometimes see her on the chat. So we are having this little roleplay that is based out of a roleplay group that is now long shut down. And we had a ship there that unfortunately died a little bit too early before it even could get started, so that roleplay is kind of revolved around the ship. And she, aka Friendpaw, is one of the cats, or actually like out of my characters she's the main character. And then with Wolf, she got a character named Cheetah Paw, which he is kind of like the main character out of her characters kind of thing. So that's one of the few. Another one I'm having is with another friend of mine that is also based on or based out of like a roleplay server that unfortunately died as well. So I am not currently part of any like particularly big roleplay groups. I'm only roleplaying with my friends for the time being, which works out just fine for me. Because then I don't feel pressured to put my time, too much of my time into like a group roleplay and being active there. So instead I can be productive, do my projects, do animations, do drawings, whatever I want to do. Hi Leafpool TV, welcome to the stream. Oh, Swan Paw sounds very pretty. Thank you, Lapsblue. Another thing that I really like about like role-playing is that you get to play around with character design. You get to figure out how to make characters out of different shapes. You get to go a little bit crazy because when you're making a reference to your character, it doesn't have to be the prettiest, especially when you're like role-playing with your friends. And you can go a little bit crazy, push the boundaries of your style. And I think that's nice. Hi Lara, welcome to the stream. Oh, hi Billy. If you're, I wonder, is that kind of like something, and of course I'm about to have another, a little bit bigger roleplay with a couple of more people, but for the time being the 2 roleplays that I mentioned are kind of like the main things I have going on right now. I also have a little AU roleplay server with another person related again on the characters that are from a server that unfortunately is again very, very dead. So if any of you guys feel like sharing about your roleplay characters or roleplay stuff, feel free to do it in the chat. Or if you don't want to talk about that, how are you people doing and how has your day been? Oh, Roar Star. I don't think I've ever heard a character with like Roar as a prefix. Oh, yeah, prefix. That's really cool. Yeah, roleplaying is through roleplay I have got to know several amazing people, especially during the latest like roleplay server that I was part of. I got to know very many great people, and I'm still glad that even though the group went down, I'm still in touch with people, which is great. But roleplaying is definitely one way to, like, even though you're at first getting to know people's characters, there is also a very high chance that the people who are roleplaying there have their characters based on their own personalities, which in a way makes you get to know the people through your own character's eyes, which is super complicated when you start to think about it, but yeah. Roleplaying is a good way also like to engage in a conversation, think about conversations, think about different scenarios. It's a very good way for you to like get your imagination running, and especially if you're a person who can't really figure out stories on your own, role-playing is perfect because it's kind of like a team or pair effort, depending on whether you're role-playing in a group or with a singular person. I actually really liked Half-Light's character in a sense that she existed. I hope you're not feeling unsatisfied with her, but I really liked her character, like the way she was. I thought that it brought some kind of neutrality to the clan, where like not everyone was like drama oriented, but I think that Half-Light was a good character to keep in some of the balance, if that makes sense. Oh, what are you drawing, Lapseflu? Scroll Meadow is definitely Mom of the Year. Oh, that's nice. Did you do like a throughout cleaning, or was it just like a cleaning for the week or something? Also, thank you everyone for your comments on the storyboard map part that I posted. I'm actually very surprised how well it was received for like a not a finished piece. So it's very nice to see people actually enjoyed it. I think I mentioned it in the description, but if I get enough time in the future, I might make it as like a fully animated clip outside of the map, of course, because the map itself is storyboard animatic only. Thank you, Laura. Actually, I think the fact that she was so naive and slow was actually like one of the reasons I enjoyed roleplaying her, because she was technically very different from the characters I've roleplayed before. And I guess Battlestar was maybe 20th or 30th character that I've roleplayed. Like, I've done roleplaying quite a while, so like, it was even surprising to have Battlestar be so different, because I have had quite several different kind of characters. Hi, Wolf! Welcome to the stream! Do you wanna sit in the chat, or do you maybe wanna shot with being on the stream? And also, Wolf, I finished Fernpaw. I know that you saw her, but I also showcased her on the stream. I just love Petals. She's so simple yet so complicated at the same time. It's so funny. Oh, I feel that, Ililo. If you like have some company or something coming along, you know. It actually surprisingly gives a lot of motivation to clean up stuff when you know that people are coming and etc. But yeah, well, feel free to hop on the call whenever you can. I just hopped in there so I can make your life easier. So if you like, feel free to. Now that I think about it, like, I've been technically role-playing for 10 years, and the first character... Hello! It's a wolf!
Hi!
Hi!
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you mid-sentence.
No, it's fine. As I was saying, like 10 years ago when I started role-playing, the first character that I actually role-played with was Flare. So I feel like when people are like coming into role-playing, of course it's very easy to role-play with a character who is kind of like you, so it's easier for you to like relate to the scenarios and etc. But at the same time, when you like get more into it, it's also very fun to explore different kind of personalities and see how they react to different scenarios, even if it would be like completely opposite of how you would react.
I think that's really good advice. I'm still working on that one. I'll
mean,
get there eventually.
huh?
Writing different types of personalities is probably the hardest part of role playing for me personally.
Oh, I can get that. But I think with Cheetah, you're doing actually a very good job because Cheetah is nothing like you.
Oh, I know. Honestly, sometimes that's why my replies take so long, is because I can't get myself into his head. And so I have to sit there for a few minutes and, like, try and figure it out because I'm like, I would absolutely not react this way in this situation.
Yeah, totally, you're a troublemaker who is like making fiasco at your home.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Hi, Galaxy Pause AG, welcome to the stream.
Welcome. And, not only that, but, you know, obviously ignoring that your friend is uncomfortable. He doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think he's ignoring him on purpose. He tried to get him to, like, bring himself into the conversation.
Oh yeah, Thornpaw is actually speaking of characters that I like would never be friends with, Thornpaw is honestly one of them. I would never get along with him.
I'm still trying to get a grasp of what his personality is, so I'm still learning him.
He's supposed to be this kind of like stuffy, kind of annoying, kind of like a jackass jock kind of personality.
Oh, fun.
So, like as you said, you're struggling with Cheetah. I'm kind of struggling with him because he's such a Nemo. I don't know how else to describe it at the moment.
That's fine. I think he's mostly just salty that, like, Fern got to pick who they talk to.
You mean Ripple?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sorry.
I guess I'm kind of like, I'm very sorry for my language, but I guess I'm kind of like, sending my inner bitchiness into Thornpaw and kind of acting out of that. Like how to be the least likable person on earth.
That's okay. I'm pretty sure Ripple and Cheetah just nudge him and tell him to shut up sometimes. It's fine.
That will be so golden, honestly. And yes, I'm drawing the details like this. I have ungodly amount of patience. I think everyone who knows me can agree. I'm sometimes even too stubborn for my own good when it comes to details.
I can agree to that. You
And
always want to do things the painstaking way.
Oh, yeah. But I promise, with this section of the fence, this will be the only thing that is gonna be like shading / highlighting, because even I know it would be ridiculous for me to actually like shade or give some kind of shading for this like little crisscross stuff.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Is this a commission or is this some personal art?
No! It's fan art for the shippiest show on earth.
Wait. Okay, now I see it. It's in the corner and I couldn't see. Okay. It's Miraculous Ladybug, right? I think I recognize that pattern.
Yes, it is.
I need to catch up still. I keep forgetting.
Where are you, or what point are you at?
Oh god, I haven't watched it in a very long time because I got distracted.
Have you seen season 2?
No, I don't think so. I think I've seen season 1 and that's about it.
Oh god, you have to pick it up because it gets... I was actually watching some of the season 1 episodes like a few days ago and I was like, the show has so much more depth now that it's almost boring watching it, like watching the first season episodes.
I know I had like friends like watch it with me one time because I thought it was cute, and I admit they were like, this is kind of dumb, so I kind of like got embarrassed about watching it, so I didn't for a long time. And now some of my friends other friends are actually into it, and now I'm like, well, now I kind of want to get back into it, but I don't want to watch it alone. And Rabbit is dead, so I can't watch it with someone anymore.
Aw. I mean, um, I mean, if you like secondhand embarrassment and if you love some cringy stuff, I mean, I promise the worst stuff happens at least so far in season 3.
That's the way a lot of cartoons seem to be going. Is like the first season's more like establishing.
Yeah.
But everything gets a lot better after like here on in. Like one thing people have been, a lot of friends have been like, dude, have you seen Steven Universe? And I'm like, I haven't because I really couldn't get into it. But everyone's like, it gets so much better after the first season.
That's what I've heard too. Actually, I like when I was dating like Storm, at one time over his place he was watching the episodes and I watched like followed it while doing something else. I think I was drawing or playing game.
Yeah,
and, like,
speaking of playing games.
And I just like it didn't click with me. Like I kind of like the colors and the like line style and this kind of like little details I liked about it, but I couldn't like get into it. Granted, it was probably like season 1 or 2, but yeah. Unfortunately, it didn't click with me.
Yeah, and I've heard it's one of those shows, from what I've been told, and the chat can correct me if anyone has seen it, where you really do have to sit through season 1 in order for it to get the most out of it.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, because like I haven't even seen the movie, but when the movie came out, I can admit that I have watched the other friends clip like several times because the animation is just yummy.
I did hear that the movie was really good.
Like the movie would be something that I technically maybe could watch for the sake of like watching it, because apparently according to the hardcore fans or what I have heard about it, the movie touches upon subjects that have been gone through at least once during the show itself. So I guess that would be kind of like an easy, let me quickly check this movie, and then if I want to pick up the series, I guess I could afterwards, kind of deal.
Yeah, I hear that. I know a friend, an offline friend sent me a text, like, to our group chat, was like, hey, have you guys seen the thing? And I was like, I'm actually really not that into Steven Universe, but did you like it? And she was like, yeah, and she was so surprised that I was, like, supportive of the fact that she wanted to watch this movie. And I was like, dude, you can like things, like, it's okay.
Yeah, absolutely, like, even if you wouldn't like something, I mean, as a decent human being, you don't, like, bash others' interests. Like, you can politely say that it's not my cup of tea, but, like, trashing on a show for the sake of trashing it is just... Don't do that. Like, everyone has different tastes. That's, like, that's given.
Yeah, I also think that, the only time with bashing on something is, in my opinion, okay, is if there truly is, like, bad or harmful content in it.
Yeah.
In which case, all fairness, but otherwise, just let people enjoy what they want to enjoy. It doesn't hurt you any.
And I mean, another show that I haven't really watched, but I saw the movie of, is My Little Pony.
I will admit I've seen a good chunk of it, but I have not watched it in years. And we did get an ending here recently, so I mean, that's a thing.
Ending after how many years?
Yeah. Hey, Pokemon is, still going.
I mean, true, but I haven't actually watched Pokemon after Battle Frontier, so...
I have some catching up to do with that, admittedly, too. But I mean, I want to watch the latest season for sure, since I know Ash finally won the freaking league.
I honestly just wanna at least see the final battle, because, come on, This is history in making.
Yeah.
Do you know something about country humans? No?
No, except for that apparently it's not a. It's very. I've heard allegedly that it's a bit problematic.
Okay, I think I have heard like the phrase country humans somewhere, but no, I have no clue what that is.
Yeah, I've heard that it's a bit problematic. Is the only thing that I've heard about it.
Alright, I guess that basically then says everything necessary? Question mark? I don't know how to word my words.
I guess I really haven't done much research into it myself, but I have not heard positive things about it.
Okay, I think that's like that's a fair stand about it.
Yeah.
Was it me or did I see another question? I guess not. Apart from people praising my patience or saying that I'm slowly killing myself because of my patience. First season is always an introduction, I feel like. Yeah, I feel like the first season is often like something that things get established. You get the like sense of how the story goes, etc., etc. Actually, this is still kind of related to shows, but I think this would be very interesting to talk about because it is still technically about shows, but not in the same sense. So,
Alright.
I'm gonna give you a claim. You can either confirm or disregard with my claim or disagree with my claim.
Okay.
When making an online series, for example, an animated series on YouTube about your original characters or original story, or fan characters even, you have to make like perfect introduction and first impression within the first episode because the expectations for the interest to continue to second episode won't last unless you do that in the first episode.
I really think it depends.
Okay.
And this is where I might get into some trouble for my opinion, and I'm scared about it a little bit, but I think if you're a big enough person, people will want to see it regardless.
Ah.
Because, you know, if you're someone who has a rather big following already, you probably had time to mention, hey, I'm working on this, or hey, I'm working on that. You know, whereas say you're someone a bit smaller and someone has kind of randomly stumbled upon your episode, just, oh, hey, I'll give this a try. And then I can kind of see where you're coming from. Because if you're not well as known and the first episode doesn't grab someone's attention, you probably won't get them to come back. But I think it really depends on what the person is looking for. Shows are so hit or miss with people all the time.
Okay, I think that's a completely fair opinion and completely fair like statement. Because that's actually something I have thought about a lot when like watching original series. Of course, as an animator, I have the sense of like not putting down my entire judgment like during the first episode. But I do know that because some people are either young or they like to jump into conclusions very easily online, it probably creates some kind of pressure to creators to actually create something that wants to people stay.
No, I can definitely see what you're getting at. I think people making animated series is really, really cool. I think that they put a lot of work into it. But I wish them the best of luck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I honestly do the same. It's like if me doing the details on this fence is considered like ungodly amount of patience, time that with maybe 100 or even 1,000, and that's the dedication that original series people have.
I definitely agree. I actually think, hypothetically, we might see another one on YouTube here soon.
Huh? By who?
I don't know if you've seen like the casting call for the Star Clan battle stuff.
Oh yeah,
But
I have.
I have a suspicion that's going to be an animated project. Like, it's not been said anywhere, confirmed anywhere. That's just my thought processes. Watch it be an animated project.
Yeah, I actually I haven't yet given it a shot. I think there is still a fair enough deadline, but I may try and give it a shot with the voice acting.
I kind of want to as well. But I'm a little nervous too, just because right now I don't have a setup where I could record something nicely. Like, I can try, but I know my mic right now is not going to be the best, so I'm kind of hoping that maybe I could still try for something. I think playing Forest Leaf would be really fun.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I'm planning to do some like I record my lines and I try to like clean up the background noise, like through like do like some pre-editing and then like send it over and be like, I hope this is good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Because my microphone isn't, it's not professional stuff.
Yeah.
So.
See, I'm just using the mic on my headphones right now, and I'd have to do that. It'd be the same thing as trying to do it through my headphones and kind of hope for the best. But I really do think it would be a fun project to be a part of.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that because the amount of characters, there is actually like a very, very high chance to get into it.
I guess we'd have to wait and see. I still definitely want to go for it. Probably a day where I'm home alone and have time to sit there and really try for it.
Yeah.
Especially, I feel like with female voices, my voice is on like the lower end of the spectrum.
Oh, yeah?
I've had friends even in real life say, wow, your voice is deeper in real life.
So you're opposite of Monkey Day.
Yeah. Like, it's not super deep or anything. It's just, I've heard, on like the vocal scale, I tend to have a deeper voice.
I could actually see you as like a character who has some authority.
Huh. Like I said, I think playing Forest Leaf would be so much fun.
I can't get her design in my head, but I know who you're talking about, kind of.
The Wind Clan deputy who seems like 100% done with everyone's crap.
Oh, absolutely. I actually like listen to like I didn't listen all the episodes, but I listened to some episodes from like Jello Apocalypse's like a little what was it? Like he did with some of his friends or co-workers or people that he works with. He made this kind of like a little podcast where they mainly talked about voice acting and such. And that actually had like several like very good tips.
I'll have to look at that then if I can find it.
It's like a tip of your tongue is kind of like the name of the podcast. I can try and like find it to you after the stream if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think getting into voice acting would be a really fun thing to do. Actually, I've never told you about this, I don't think. But I was much younger, and a friend we had met on DeviantArt, me and Ash and everyone else, many, many years ago. I said this is probably over like 7 years ago, maybe. And I want to say I was like 13 at the time. They were doing a Warriors scene from New Prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was cast as, I think, Feathertail and Squirrelflight, I believe. And I told my parents about it because I was excited. It was a free project. And my parents ended up telling me that I couldn't do it because they thought it was fishy.
No! Your poor dreams!
Yeah, no, I had to tell them that I had to drop out of the project because my parents didn't know how, like, the online animation community worked at the time. And they still don't.
Oh no, that's
but they were
like...
worried that it was an unsafe project.
That's so heart-crushing. I'm so sorry. I mean, that basically goes into the same category when I was a teen. I told my mom and stepdad that I want to be a singer. And then
cool.
they were like my stepdad, I don't remember did he blatantly tell me, but like basically what he said went along the lines that you're not good enough to be a singer.
Ouch.
And that hurt.
I had a very similar thing with the very, like, okay, this wasn't my parents, but it was a family member. Where I was little, I was like, God, how old was I? I was like maybe 7 or 8. But I told my grandpa, it was my grandfather and his sister, who I was like, hey, I want to sing. And so I was finally singing for them. And they weren't even paying attention. 2, she turns to me and she's like, you're good enough for like me and your grandfather, but you won't make it anywhere. And then turns around and wonders why I'm 21 and have no self-confidence.
Oh God, that's the honestly I kind of understand where my mom and stepdad came from because well, being a singer is basically like being an artist. It would be like very tough and difficult
but there's ways to say that without saying you won't make it.
But like, yeah, like thank you for the encouragement. Like, hello everyone, welcome to listening our like childhood traumas. Feel free to share yours into the chat. Thank you, Leafpool TV. I hope you had fun listening to crushing childhoods. But like, oh boy, yeah. And like, when you said that, like, no wonder I have like low self-esteem. I kind of have the same with singing.
Yeah, I get that. I feel that.
And I'm like, oh boy. Like, you know, part of me is like, I want to prove them wrong one day. But at the same time, I'm like, sad face. Like, ultimate sad face. Like, I understand that my singing technique is not, like, it most certainly is not proper. But, like, maybe one day it would be cool to go to classes and, like, learn more than I learn in my own bedroom.
Yeah.
Like, that would be definitely cool. Do I really want to do this? I guess I really want to do this. Or nah, I think about those details later. But yeah, traumatic high school. Traumatic childhood. Yay!
We're okay, I think. We'll be alright.
Yeah, we'll be fine. But like, it's cool that when parents can be like, they can check you back to reality and such, but like, come on. A little bit of encouragement wouldn't like hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like, thanks, guys.
Thank you for believing in me.
It's okay, Flare. I believe in you.
Thanks, Wolf. I believe in you.
Thanks.
In return, we will believe in each other.
We got this. It's okay.
It's honestly like, I think you just have a little cold or something, but it sounds like you're sniffling.
No, I'm okay. Oh god. Okay. So I'm trying to multitask here a little bit, and I haven't played Super Smash Bros. In a very long time.
Okay, I
And
like where this is going.
I very much don't remember how. And I recently just got gifted the game from my dad, and I am absolutely getting my butt kicked.
Oh. Well, that's something.
So, I have always been really bad at Smash.
Oh boy. I actually honestly, whenever I play Smash, I just press random buttons, or then I take Charizard and basically flamethrower kill everyone. To the point where
Yeah,
they
I'm
are
playing-
complaining like, don't do this!
You know, I'm playing against someone who's playing Kirby, and I can't. That's okay. I'll get there eventually.
Yeah, someday you will be a powerful player and you will whip the you will wipe the floor with your dad.
I would love to get to play a game with my dad at some point. I know I still have a lot of moving stuff left to do, which is still kind of scary. I have to go through some more clothes and figure that out. Because I have a suitcase that I can bring, that'll get just put on the plane, and then a carry-on one, and a backpack that I'm allowed to bring with me. So it's kind of there's still a lot of space, but I kind of want to know what I know I can fit in there and what I'm gonna have to either send off or try and see if I can get I don't know. I have a lot to figure out.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
But it's okay. We'll get there at some point somehow.
Oh boy, Lara, that sounds awful. But I promise our parents, they're nice.
Yeah, I have good parents. It wasn't even my parents. It was older family member.
Yeah. Of course those things affect you, even if they probably were said in a unserious way. Or said to bring you back to reality kind of way, but yeah. Everyone,
Yeah.
please have dreams. Don't give up. One day prove your parents wrong. And you will be happy. But don't make that as a happiness that will dictate your entire life, because that's not healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been drawing anything after the hair drawing?
A little bit, but nothing I'm proud enough to send anywhere. This week's been a little bit crazy, just because of I had something. Hold on. Just because of work and trying to get other things done, so I actually haven't drawn a heck of a lot the past couple of days.
Yeah, that
I've
makes
drawn
sense.
a few things, but nothing major.
Yeah.
Actually, hold on. Did I post that one? I put it on DA, but I haven't set it into like any servers or anything.
Okay.
I really need to go through like all the photos on my phone and delete some of them.
Oh boy.
I just keep forgetting to.
I wish you luck.
Thanks, I'm definitely gonna need it.
Does this look weird? The choice of shading.
I can't stand shading. It's the worst.
Like, I know where the sun is coming from, but at the same time, this is like a little different ledge in a way, and I'm kind of like, does it work a little bit differently than everywhere else? Oh yeah, guess what I did?
What'd you do?
I sent a tryout, or not a tryout. I sent a commission request at Night Richer today.
Oh, nice. I hope you get it. Who did you get?
We shall see. Will I get it? I hope I get it because, well, I finally have like enough on my PayPal to actually like, afford something nice.
That's awesome. Did you get Flare or Mint?
I actually tossed into the form. I put their princess. Like a
nice.
chunkily environment. Because I thought that would like look really cool.
Really nice in their style.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Their art is really nice.
It's really great. And you know what the fun part is?
What's that?
That they are 1 year older than me, so I can like, I can never compare my art to them. And instead I can be like, maybe 1 year, I will be, like, I will get to that level. Like, constantly.
Their art is really nice, but your art's really nice too.
Thank you. I guess the difference between our styles, first and foremost, is that she got like a half realism. I do not. So that alone, nice. It's like we have a different kind of like style basis.
I mean, to be fair, everyone's style is going to be a bit different.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's what makes like art really great, kind of like art.
Yeah. So I have this coworker, and I really a great person. And like they're mostly really supportive and really nice. Except for one thing.
And that is
they cannot stand for the life of them the kind of anime art style, and I was like squirms uncomfortably.
Oh, that's the worst.
So sometimes we're talking about art in general, and she just like, pardon my language in the stream.
Yeah.
She just like shits all over it, and I'm just like,
no.
I don't agree with you, but you're also kind of my boss, but I don't agree with you.
I mean, that's the worst when it's kind of an authority figure, in a sense.
Like, she's really chill, and I have mentioned that, hey, I don't actually agree with that, but like, I won't get like aggressive about it. It's just hey, I actually really enjoy that style.
Oh
no! The worst part is she follows my Instagram.
Oof.
So she sees all my crappy anime art. She sees all of it, and I just sit there like, why?
Oof. That's like, oh my god.
It's a struggle.
Yeah, I bet. That sounds like not horrible, but you get my point.
I do. I get your point.
But yeah, I actually have several friends that like they are like they don't like my art style. But they can appreciate my art in a sense that if we are talking about it, they can say that you have improved or something. And actually, I have one friend that is like, uh,
Would they prefer you to do realism or something?
no, actually, they are like they like how I do backgrounds, but because I do a lot of cats, they basically are desensitized by my cat drawings.
I mean, I feel that too. The same coworker I was talking about was like, she's pushing me to like try and do more variety of stuff, and I'm like, I get that, but I also, and I agree with that, but I also want to draw the things that I enjoy because art is not my main goal in the end.
Yeah. Oh yeah, speaking of art, this is totally the perfect place to talk about it, but
It's
whenever
okay,
I
go on.
get to it, would you like to be one of the people who may review my upgraded prices?
Yeah, sure. I'm not good at like pricing things, but I can try.
I mean, it may come a little bit of a shocker, but as I'm trying to push myself into a more professional direction, the prices are gonna increase a lot.
I mean, to be fair, how do I word this? You put a lot of detail into like backgrounds, into, you know,
Uh-huh.
things like that. Like there's a lot of shading and stuff that you do put into what you do, and I, especially if you're trying to now make it, to support yourself now because you're no longer in school,
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense that your prices are gonna increase, and people are gonna understand that. It might throw some people off, and that sucks, but they probably, it happens. And I
Yeah.
think at the end of the day, you have to worry about yourself more than people getting upset over you increasing your prices.
I mean,
Because
that's
people will come.
completely fair. Like, just to give you a rough idea, for
Mm-hmm.
example, like detailed drawings that I've done, I thought to bump that into 100, like a starting price.
Yeah, I definitely think that that's fair. These things take you a long time, and you add detail into everything that you do.
Like we are seeing here, like several, actually few, an hour just doing the fence.
Yeah, and I do want to comment on something because I'm curious to see if you've noticed it too, or if this is just me. Like, since I'm definitely more involved in both the Warriors community / cat art community, and also I do see a little bit of what goes on in like the human / anime art community as well.
Uh-huh.
And I definitely noticed that in terms of prices, the female art community definitely tends to charge less for what I don't think is necessarily less work.
Oh, absolutely. I have noticed the same for like the several years I've been on the internet. Like the human artists, they charge a lot more than people that do like feral art or fursona art.
Right, like I know a lot of people, um, let's say hypothetically, and this is I can only go off of like what I can only go off of what I've seen. But let's say at the most I'm gonna take some of the bigger cat artists. I've seen maybe like the highest I've seen is maybe 30 to 40 for a full body.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas $30 to $40 on the human side of the community, depending on the artist, of course, because there are newer artists, there are cheaper artists out there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my friend, actually, if we're looking to buy human art, we do try to find smaller artists to try and help them out because, the more commissions they get, they're gonna raise their prices eventually.
Uh-huh.
So we do try and find smaller artists. But I had something, I lost it. But $30 to $40 usually will get you maybe a headshot, maybe a half body, depending on what you're looking for. But it really depends.
Yep. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. I have noticed the same. Even though I don't like that actively look at like human art, but I have noticed the same, and I think it's kind of like I get that, for example, clothes, they are their own challenge, but at the same time, like for example, a cat can have a very gorgeous, very detailed design that may be even more like time consuming than, let's say, a white t-shirt and jeans.
Yeah.
But I guess
I think
because
both have their strengths and weaknesses for sure. Because
yeah,
one, tabby stripes are a pain in the butt, and I will stand by that. Especially, I definitely think over time I've gotten worse at drawing markings, and I need to practice them more. But like, how do I explain? The kinds of stripes where you can tell that the colors are like blended and overlaid in like very particular ways scare me. Like, I don't have a good design as an example, but I'll have to find one and show you what I'm talking about at some point.
I don't know why, but I was low-key thinking that you're talking about mint.
No, I mean, like, because mint's got patches of stripes, sure, but I'm talking about ones where, like, you know how you have the overlay of brown or whatever, or orange?
Oh.
How people have gradients in the stripes and also have patches?
Yeah. I get the image now that you're saying it. Like the first thing that comes to my mind is like those very popular names in like roleplay communities.
I'm trying to think because we have a lot of people, so I'm trying to figure out who you're talking about at the moment.
It was like a general statement, basically.
Oh, okay.
Like I can't remember any usernames right off the back, but yeah. Actually, fun fact, I was gonna add locks to this bridge because this is gonna be the famous, like, the bridge in Paris where there are like a love locks. But the further I've gotten into this drawing, the more I'm like, maybe I should ditch that idea. Like, it would be part of the environment, but at the same time I'm kind of like, I like how this is looking so far. I don't want to add any locks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and also like now that I'm trying somehow get started with my freelance stuff, I've also started to think about possibilities for like a proper an online store.
Oh, nice.
Where I could like more efficiently like sell my comics and maybe stickers and cards and this kind of
Stickers
stuff.
would be really neat to see.
So I still need to figure that out because I would like to make like a completely separate store than, for example, Etsy or Redbubble.
Right.
Because I still love to have that kind of little like a quality check in between, that I get the product, I get to review it like by myself, and then I can give it an okay and like put it forward.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. That absolutely is reasonable. Good luck with the store if you do decide to go that route.
Thank you. We will see how it goes.
I have faith in you.
Yeah, because it's like I'm very excited, yet at the same time I'm super nervous. Because
I
it's
mean, it's a big step. I can understand why you would be nervous.
yeah. Especially when it's kind of like of course I still get like the unemployment support money kind of stuff.
Right.
Um but the thing is here that for example, if I earn a little, that's technically fine because I still can like continue getting that support money.
Mm-hmm.
If I start to earn a lot, which would be like an ideal situation, and a lot in a sense that I can get uh, an amount of money that is very like quote unquote stable, like it's
Right, you could support yourself.
yeah, basically. Like, that would be perfect. But the scenario I'm low key afraid of is that I earn, let's say, somewhere in between. That is like, let's say, like 700 euros a month,
Mm-hmm.
which is basically like, it's not even a minimum wage, but at the same
Right.
time, it would be a lot enough that my support money gets cut. So
Okay.
there is kind of like, of course I hope I succeed, but at the same time I don't want to succeed just yet, like, you know, have a little like earning peak and then nothing.
Yeah.
Because that can easily screw me over.
Mm-hmm. I definitely hear that.
So I guess for now it's just like I just go with the flow. I currently have like one client, two potential clients, and I'll see where it goes from there.
Oh, nice. Like people who want to commission you, or more of like professional freelance work.
Professional freelance work.
Oh, nice.
So the first client is that I'm designing a logo.
Mm-hmm.
That one is coming along pretty well, but that one has still like I agreed to do it with like 100 euros, including 5 hours of work, and that 5 hours is soon set.
Yeah.
and and then these two other are also graphic design oriented. Another would be like designing visuals for an event. And then
nice.
another
That's
thing is
really
kind of
cool.
illustration. But
Kind
it's
of
very hard to
illustration.
explain. Sorry?
I'm just trying to figure it out because you said kind of illustration, so I'm kind of trying to understand
I
what kind of illustration.
okay, like the way it was pitched to me was that would I be interested in illustrating like a character on cardboard where people can sign stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like it kind of makes sense, but it doesn't really have a name, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And like at the first glance, it sounded so like so bizarre to me that I was like, sure, I can come to the meeting and check it out, but at the same time, I'm like, what is this? So we will see how that goes.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. Well, I'll be rooting for you. I hope it goes well.
Thank you. Another challenging thing about it actually is that I've been trying to make another website, this time in a like a more professional sense.
Mm-hmm.
And like the thing that I guess like is very prominent in USA, in Finland, everyone is pretty much preached about being humble, like ever since they are born, basically.
Yeah.
So self-marketing in Finland is like, okay, sure, you have to do it, but because of this cultural, like, be humble, be polite, it's kind of like, it's a struggle because you don't want to come off like self-righteous, even though you kind of have to.
Oh, yeah, that's ouch.
I mean, of course, companies do that. It's not like a silent rule that you are the worst human on earth if you don't do that. But at the same time, it's kind of like, especially now that I'm starting out, I'm like, I only have like education papers. I barely have any experience. So I have to advertise myself like the best professional on earth, and I'm like, this goes against every single moral clock that I have inside my head.
Yeah. That's really tough, and I wish I had advice for you, but I don't, because over here, granted, of course, you're not encouraged to be, like, egotistical.
Uh-huh.
But in that kind of sense, you are sort of encouraged to be able to say, hey, look at me, look what I can do.
Yeah.
Which for some people works really well, and in my case, does not.
I bet that some people, in some extent, like, have the little fear of coming off like ungrateful or boasty or braggy when they are like showing off their skills or trying to sell off their skills.
Yeah, and I can understand that personally. I have the hardest time with that because I don't want to sound like, that's the biggest reason why I have a hard time, hypothetically here, like saying anything nice about myself, because I'm like, I don't want to come off as, wow, look at me, I'm so amazing.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Like, absolutely.
Like, I had a full-out breakdown this one time. Oh man, I was so embarrassed. I got nominated at school from, I guess it must have been a teacher or something,
Uh-huh.
for this leadership program. And part of this application for this leadership program was you had to write a paper about your achievements and essentially convince them why they should choose you for this program and what good attributes you have to contribute to the team of kids being chosen. And I broke down at the kitchen table and cried because I couldn't think of one nice thing to say.
Oh no!
I've gotten better now, but at the time, like, my dad got like genuinely angry at me for it, and I cried.
Oh no! I mean, I understand you, because I personally get like super tippy-toey nervous whenever I have to like, you know, go ahead and like if I'm put into a spotlight out of the blue, basically.
Yeah.
And I have to like write here and there to, for example, like advertise myself. Like, I freeze, and like then, for example, like my grandma, because surprise, surprise, these situations happen quite a lot with my grandma, ends up filling stuff in for me. And I'm like, yeah, sure. But when it's, for example, like a client situation, when we're, you know, like a more professional terms, I guess in that sense, I like get this kind of little awakening that, hey, if I want to earn something, now is my chance to shine. And those are actually surprisingly the situations that I can actually like advertise myself somehow,
Nice.
magically.
I mean, whatever works, right?
Yeah. Of course, I sometimes wished it would be easier to do it like in a more casual atmosphere, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I definitely understand that for sure. I've definitely noticed that, like, I feel like it's a generational thing.
Mm-hmm.
With us, like, a lot of our generation seems to be struggling with that kind of self-image thing.
Oh, absolutely. Like, no doubt about it. I had something very smart to say. Of course, that quote-unquote smart thing decided to flee.
It happens, don't need to worry.
I guess that because the generations before us, I would say, like, I guess kind of like my mom's generation, like, they got into this orientation of like, yeah, this is how life works, get education, go to job, make a family, you know, yada yada yada. And the
Yeah.
generations before them, at least in Finland, built up our independence, and you know, they were bragging their own right and proud of like the independence and building everything up from that.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like our generation is left into a spot where our parents are expecting us to follow the very generic very generic like generic pause steps
Mm-hmm.
very generic steps to achieve what they have achieved, even though our situation is completely different. And I guess you have also seen the videos where people are like, millennials are like killing off this and this and this industry.
Yeah.
When in reality, I guess that we got the short end of the stick because we are like, there are so many people. If you want to earn money the way that your parents maybe earned money when they were in their 20s, good luck with that. It's nearly impossible task. If you're expected to have a family and like your own house before you're 30, like, no. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, I was talking to my dad about this the other day. A very similar thing, and sorry to get really depressing on stream.
It's
I
fine.
mentioned how, like, it definitely feels as though the anxiety and suicide and depression rates in our generation are really, really high.
Uh-huh.
And so I asked my dad, you know, because I was curious. I was hoping he'd be the one to not be this way. And I was like, why do you think, you know, that is? And he's like, because you guys can't handle stress. And I'm like,
Let me talk about stress. I think that the like because our parents or their generation grew up in a world where like I would actually dare to say that they maybe had like sure, maybe they had expectations, but maybe they didn't have expectations on a level that we have nowadays. And like expectations not only by the family, but I guess also by government and what social media does and etc etc.
right. And I hate when parents are like, God, like it's just a phone, turn it off. Like you don't have to interact with it. And I'm like, you guys don't really seem to understand that every little thing we do winds its way back there. Privacy is really not that much of a thing anymore if you think about it.
Absolutely
Because
not.
and we grew up with everything being online.
Mm-hmm.
Your friends are online. Your like everything like that is so engraved into that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with them, if you didn't want to be found, you just weren't home. If no one answered the phone, well, that sucked.
Yeah, and I think that like I actually found it funny when like you know of course my mom is still kind of new to social media and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And like you know at one day we were going to a store and then I like we got out of the store, and then like, Google Maps was like, can you rate this store? Like, basic stuff.
Yeah.
And I told my mom like, yeah, I kind of find it funny that Google does this. And then she was like, really? Isn't that scary? And I mean, granted, it's scary, but at the same time, it's kind of like, I
That's
guess it's
kind of
kind of
normal for
sad.
us.
Yeah, that we are so used to it because it's just like, well, rest in peace.
Right?
And actually, I was talking with like another person about how, like, how we got to the internet. Like, internet was so much nicer place in general than it is now. Like,
oh yeah, every wrong move you make on the internet now can get you in trouble.
yep. While back in the day, I feel like people had more common sense. Like, very sorry to use that word, but like, common sense in a sense of like, oh, people make mistakes. Of course, if something unforgivable happens, then of course they can be held accountable, but when that
oh yeah,
quote unquote unforgettable thing happens, and it is just like, oopsie, I forgot to credit something.
how funny, because there was some YouTube drama about that a while ago.
I actually didn't specify like any source, but that was the first thing that came to my mind, which is like, it's one of those things that you should know that you should be doing, absolutely, but at the same time, if you forget to do it once, but you are known to do it every other time, or, it's one of those easy fixes that, you can
It
learn.
takes like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I know a big thing a lot of people are trying to figure out is like how copyright and stuff works now, because you have all these people who are artists, who are drawing, who are creating things, but some people also make a lot of fan art. And it comes to the term of who realistically owns the rights to that fan art.
Oh, I have actually seen a video about it. I don't know, are you referencing to that video? But like,
I'm not referencing any kind of video. So.
Okay. But that's a very complicated like situation.
Definitely. Because I can see both sides of that one. Because on the one hand, as an artist myself, it's the artist should have it, obviously, but then you think about it and it's like, well, they're trying to make money off a character someone else created. And so by that definition, should they really have the rights to it when they're trying to make money off someone else's copyright?
Yeah.
I think it's a tricky situation all around.
Yep, I think that artist allies and dealer sense are like primal example of this.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, even as someone who like really enjoys going to cons, and I do really enjoy seeing the fan art people create, I do acknowledge that it's a very tricky situation.
Yeah.
And there's even things with like PMVs and speed paints and stuff too. Anything that uses music is also copyrighted. So it's a fun time.
Yeah, great times to be alive. And I actually find it very funny that, like, granted internet was before us, but I feel like we are the first generation that actually got to experience like internet from inside out, basically.
Yeah, definitely.
And just like, I guess we are here to see if it's gonna like come crashing, burning down, or like we are here to see where it started, and we are gonna see where it's going to go.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that kind of feels crazy to me.
Yeah, that's fair.
We went really deep.
Sorry.
It's fine. I don't mind at all. I just like... There are 9 people watching this stream, and no one is saying anything into the chat, and I'm like... Yeah, we went deep.
Sorry, guys. So how about those fight cats, right?
Oh boy. Where to even begin? Now that you said it, the first thing that comes to mind is more trauma that's stirred up.
Oh and, God, which one?
I don't know, is it... I don't think it's appropriate to mention here, but basically some server trauma.
Will you DM it to me later?
Sure, I can give you a link to the Twitter thread that I got.
Thanks.
Because, oh boy. Some people don't know how to stay away.
Oh.
Yeah. I leave that as a hint for you.
That does give me some clues.
But yeah, Battle Cats. Thank you, Caramel Paw. Appreciate it. Okay, tell me a scene from Warriors that is underrated in your opinion. Can be any series, any book.
An underrated scene.
Yes.
Let's see. I gotta think about that one because there's in my opinion quite a few.
If you want, I already got like one that I can throw in.
Go for it.
I think this is in Dark River, maybe. But basically in Power of Three, where the original Power of Three goes down to the tunnels with Heatherpaw and Priestpaw to find WindClan kits.
That scene was really cool, I'm not gonna lie.
I loved it so much, and like the fact that no one talks about it, it's like, it makes me so sad.
I can't blame you there. A scene that I thought was really cool. Give me a second, because I know I have a few, I just gotta think about it.
Yeah?
See, I'm trying to think about something that's not gonna be super spoilery.
That's fair.
The scene, an underrated scene. Because it's actually been a while. I'll get back to that question. Give me just a second.
Yeah,
because
I'll give you a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna need it.
Another one that actually made me kind of frustrated on one server when we were talking about this, but like, do you remember a character called Running Wind?
Yes.
I loved him as a side character, and his death was like crushing, even though we never saw it on screen.
Yeah.
But the fact that he was found dead was like a no moment for me.
That one definitely was really sad. I'm still trying to think about an answer here. An underrated scene.
Like, you would think that's an easy question, but when you start to think about it, it's actually like more complicated.
Yeah, especially because then you have to remember the underrated scene. I shouldn't be this stuck.
It's perfectly fine. Take your time.
Because see, I have a few ideas in my head, but they're very new arc spoilers, so I can't really go there.
Okay. I mean, new series are very easy, like, technically very easy places to try and find those kind of scenes. Because they haven't been explored much just yet.
Yeah, otherwise, maybe... I've always thought the scene where, like, how do I explain this? Where, like, Snowkit, with what happens to Snowkit, was always really kind of a chilling scene for me.
Ooh.
Like, I know it's been portrayed a couple of times, and people have definitely drawn things for it. But that scene's always made me, like, really just have to sit there and be like, oof.
Yep. I kind of look forward to Snowkit becoming something. But I guess not. Thank you for crushing our souls and dreams, Aerins.
See, here's something that really bothers me with something the Aarons do, and I admit I have seen a few people touch upon it. They treat their disabled characters really badly.
Ooh, this is a very hot take.
I think the only one who's been treated okay has been Jay Feather, and I can't empathize with him because he's an asshole.
I mean, yeah. I actually I kind of feel like I'm happy you said that because I agree. I don't find Jay Feather as great character as everyone else keeps calling him as such.
Oh no, I hate him. Like, all my friends know it too. Like, I hate him. I was so excited when I picked up the site because it's like, it's a blind character, you know, just like me. I'm finally included. And what happens? He is an absolute jerk.
Then I mean, that's such a mood. Like, I'm not blind in any shape or form, but I mean, that's such a mood.
And I mean, it's, in all fairness, I know some people do enjoy the more, like, jerky kind of characters, and that is totally valid. You're totally welcome to do that.
Uh-huh.
They're just not my cup of tea.
Oh, I can 100% like sign that. I can agree. I finished shading the bridge.
Yay!
It only took a couple of hours.
Hooray for fan art, right?
Huh?
I said hooray for fan art, right?
Yeah. I could shade the characters, but I think I continue with the background first. Of course, I still need to do the eyes and whatnot, but that's also for later.
That is one thing I've definitely noticed about your coloring style, is you tend to leave the eyes till the end.
Yeah, because that's like... The eyes are... Yeah, they are time consuming. But they are time consuming in a sense that they kind of like bring the piece together. So I kind of like to leave them last because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, shading this is gonna be a bit difficult. I guess I just try to make a minimalistic shading because it's at the back. So it kind of doesn't matter. Oh, what a lovely little surprise.
What's that?
The feeling when you find these little, like, 1 pixel gaps.
Oh, my favorite.
I know, right? Gotta love them. So much. Do I have any on the other side? Surprisingly, kinda not. Oh yeah, did you have like a what drawing program you had?
It depends on what device you're looking at.
Computer.
Computer, Clip Studio.
Okay.
Why do you ask?
You know, my size kind of cracked, so I was thinking about like purchasing like the full version or like the illegal one.
Oh, for PaintTool SAI.
Yeah. But one of my friends has been lately like, "Hey, don't purchase SAI. Go and get Clip Studio Paint."
While I won't lie to you and tell you that it's a learning curve because it totally is. Clip Studio has a lot of really nice features.
That's what I have heard. You feel free to pitch it for me. I don't mind. You can give it a shot.
Well, I would wait till it goes on sale because it goes on sale fairly frequently. So if you can avoid paying full price, that's always nice. There's while it's limited and like there's 2 different versions. You have the Pro version and like the EX version. And I can't remember which is which off the top of my head. I have the cheaper one. Is all I know. I want to upgrade to the better one when I can afford it. But you can definitely do a lot with even just the cheaper version. There's little animation features. There's so many options for custom brushes to make sure you can get the kinds of brushes you'd like. There are options for like little how do I explain it? There's a lot of things you can do with it, and honestly, I've only barely scratched the surface. It's kind of like SAI and Photoshop had a baby that was geared straight for artists.
Yeah, that's the comparison I have heard quite a lot, and I think it's very nice comparison. The reason why I've been considering like getting legal SAI is because of SAI 2.
See, I haven't heard anything about SAI 2, so I don't know much about it.
SAI 2 basically, okay, it's PaintTool SAI. Of course, it's probably still has less features than like Clip Studio Paint, but basically there have been added like a text tool, several more like layer modes. There are like rulers, circles, squares that you can actually do without freehanding them. Bunch of little things like that.
Well, those are all features in Clip Studio Paint for sure. That really depends on what you want from it. Like I'm sure SAI 2 is also really good, but I have not used it, so I can't speak for it.
Yeah. I completely get that. I have mainly seen it like in use through speed paints, of course. So that's kind of like, I think what actually kind of like the sparked the idea inside my head was Spotted Fire 25's speed paint of Soul. And the fact that she used like layer modes that I have only heard on Photoshop, for example, and I was blown away.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it would definitely be like kind of also refreshing to play around with like different settings.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's definitely up to you. I think that Clip Studio is a wonderful program. I really enjoy it, but I also understand that everybody's going to have different preferences and what they're going to look for in a program.
I guess what I'm afraid of is that would my drawing style, it most certainly probably would fit onto like Clip Studio Paint environment, but I'm low-key afraid that I had it perfectly worded inside my head.
Take your time.
Like it wouldn't look the same.
I mean, I understand that being a fear, but at the same time, experimenting is never also a bad thing.
True.
Because you never know, it could go perfectly well.
Yep. That's a very fair point.
But I understand your fears too.
Yeah. I guess I could buy it when it comes to sale because the price isn't really like that bad.
No, I think on sale for the cheaper version it can range between 15 and 25.
Uh-huh.
I think was what I saw. So it's not bad. It's definitely very reasonably priced.
Oh, absolutely. It's not the worst, and definitely it would be like a worthy purchase.
Yeah, definitely. I can understand wanting to have tools that are, you know, hey, I'm a business person, but I'm using an illegal version of this program.
I mean, I would have like enough money to actually like go and get legal, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I like second guess myself constantly, and I'm like, I guess it's kind of like the situation like, okay, if I can get this free, why would I pay for it? But at the same time, I want to pay for it because it's a program that I think deserves the amount of money that it's being asked for.
Yeah.
If people want to learn anything about this, please buy your programs.
Please, the developers work hard.
Although, to be fair, this is probably the last place I should talk about it. But
Yeah, I mean, you're being a bit of a hypocrite here, Flare.
but my teacher in like my university said that, for example, for schoolwork, it's okay to have cracked programs to do schoolwork if you don't have money to actually get the legal ones. And that was one of those moments I stared at my teacher like, are you serious? Is this actually happening right now? But nah, people, if you can, please buy your programs. It's like, it makes your life easier. Like, there is a very low chance that anyone is gonna sue you, but for the sake of like, please. For your own sanity, purchase your programs. There may be also less bugs when you purchase programs, although that doesn't apply to me. Which is a very bad example.
I thought you were trying to be a good example for your audience, Blair.
This is one of those moments when you're like, how to be a good example? Maybe I should share something that I'm doing so they won't do the same. Insert awkward silence here.
Sorry.
It's perfectly fine.
You'll get there.
Yeah, I'll get there. Maybe if I get motivated, I will do it next week. I have attempted it twice.
Attempted what twice?
Huh?
Buying Sai twice.
Yeah. And it has been like the window before the purchase.
I feel that on a personal level because I've done the same thing.
And then you're like starting to think that, is this worth it? Also, mainly why I would like to purchase it is like, of course, I want to support the person who made the program, but I also would like to, you know, get my hands on Sai too.
Yeah. I hear that. Definitely. But I guess you're also going to want to wait and see if you got the Nightser commission.
Thank you, Lara. I'm not alone.
What did she say?
Casually has the cracked version of Sai.
It's okay. A lot of my friends do too.
I bet that majority of online people has it.
Yeah.
It's okay. Let's be illegal together. Although that's a horrible thing to say, but...
Flare. You're meant to be a good example for your audience.
Is this one of those moments when you're like, are you regretting your life choices?
Yes.
On scale 1 to 10.
Like 11.5.
Ooh. Yeah.
It's okay.
I don't know why, but speaking of cracking, this starts off like perfectly, but anyway, speaking of cracking, I've actually meant to send you a little sneak peek of Yellow.
Oh?
Like I have, I think 12 pages sketched out so far, and I actually have Sabrina doing something.
Yes, hello, how could you not send that to me? I'm offended.
I promise I can send it to you after the stream.
I'll hold you to that.
I'm probably not gonna be alive tomorrow.
She'll be fine. You've seen, like, my persona. She's short. She can't do anything.
Maybe my persona with, like, little fire powers just is like, poof.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know how easy Wolf would be to set on fire, okay? She's entirely fluff.
Yeah. Which is why I gave Mint some fire powers so her fluff would be resistible to fire. Think about the cheats!
Well, I didn't give Wolf elemental powers, okay?
Then again, I think that's what makes Wolf charming, is that, like, she is a fluff.
She's just a cat. She's just a fluffy cat. That's all she is.
I love the way
Like,
you
there's
said
no-
just a cat. Just perfect.
Like, it's always funny to me that I see all these people with all these really, like elaborate personas, and I'm like, for like 5 seconds, like, that'd be really cool. And then I sit there, and I'm like, yeah, but do I really need that? Maybe one day Wolf will have powers.
Yeah.
But it's not today.
It's fine. One day.
Maybe.
How to make water?
Water is always one of those things that I hate drawing.
I guess, like, for water, I haven't yet found my, like, style. Because I like detail, but if you add too much detail to water, it can easily become a disaster.
Mm-hmm. That looks really nice, though.
Thanks. I'm experimenting. I hope that this will be okay.
I have faith in you.
I guess which makes this a little bit like challenging is that it's a canal kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which in of itself isn't really like probably shouldn't be that big of a problem.
Yeah.
I'm just doing something. And hope for the best.
That sounds like my life. Doing something and hoping for the best.
Oh, that even goes under the bridge. Cool. AKA details that people don't ever get to see.
Flare.
That's honestly
One day
story
you'll
of
learn.
my life.
One day he'll learn.
I'm actually kinda excited for Yellow's second chapter because it feels like we're actually getting somewhere because the prology has set up the story, the chapter 1 was more of like introducing the characters.
And the situation, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm low-key excited to continue with it.
I have faith in you. I know you can do it.
Thank you. Um...
What's up?
Such a mood. Like over half of it is behind the bridge. Oh, actually.
Yeah?
Only 1/6 of the water can be seen.
Oh.
Oh no.
This is tragic.
I was kind of happy with it too. Like, granted, it's not the best water that you see, but come on, it's actually like decent.
Oh. I feel so sorry for you right now.
And as I say that, I go ahead and add a little bit more detail because I just...
Flare, what did we just learn? What did we just go over?
I know.
Just don't learn, guys.
This is why Wolf is the mom of my server. That
implies that I talk in here talk in there more than I should. I need to talk in there more. I just get busy and distracted.
It's fine. I
Honestly,
promise we'll let you.
That is the biggest reason why when you asked me if I wanted to be a higher mod, I said no, because I didn't feel like it was fair since I wasn't very active for me to be a higher mod.
Don't worry, I understand, but that also gives you privileges to the stream, so, huh.
Well, okay, that's fair.
Which is why I wanted to grant you some.
Got it, okay. I mean, I guess it's fine. I feel bad because I don't do anything. So I feel like I got promoted for doing nothing.
It's okay. I
Except for
understand
clapping sometimes. popping in sometimes and being like, hey, that art looks nice. And then disappearing into the void for the next 20 years.
I mean, that's a big mood. When was even the last time I drew water? I think it was on a commission that you have seen, but anyone else hasn't seen it yet. Except for the commissioner, of course.
Oh, yeah.
The sunset thing.
Oh, yeah, that one was pretty. They didn't. See, my stepdad said I could have something the other day, but I feel bad taking it, but I'm also hungry, so I don't know if I feel that bad anymore.
A mood? Is that a mood I smell?
I'm gonna wait a little bit longer, and then I'll ask them. They're not home, and I'd rather at least ask if I can have them than just flat out take them.
I realized something.
What's that?
I added more detail that doesn't show!
What did I just tell you? What did we just talk about?
I just wanted a little reflection of the effing wall. Oh, this is actually, oh.
Did you figure something out?
I kinda did. It's more simplistic way, but I guess I'm satisfied, and...
Simple does not equate to bad, Claire. You can have art look simple and look nice.
That's honestly like my life, like the thing in life that I'm trying to achieve. Like some people are trying to seek the answer why we exist, what's the meaning of the world, and I'm here to like, simple is not bad.
And then you proceed to add 5,000 details anyway.
Mood?
No, Flair, I'm calling you out. Because that's you.
How dare you call me out?
On your own stream.
Yeah. Especially
It's okay,
then.
we're friends. I'm allowed. Friendly bullying is a thing.
Are you sure you know what you're talking about?
I'm gonna PM my response to that to you because I feel like that's kind of something I don't want to say on stream.
Something that goes out of the like someone can use out of the context against you, kind of thing.
Sort of.
Oh boy.
Well, I mean, I guess let me rephrase. I mean, look at me and Ash, for example. Like, she bullies me all the time.
I mean, that's fair.
I think that's a better way to explain it.
Yeah. I mean, friendly bullying is like the salt that makes the friendship tasty.
I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. I'm adding more details, this time to the
Flare.
wall.
Flare.
These are reasonable details.
I'm gonna go look at the stream, I'm gonna check.
It's gonna be reflection kind of stuff. It's gonna not be super reflective, but it's a reflection.
Okay.
So it's not the worst thing in the world.
You know, Flare, you don't see 60% of that water.
Yeah. Let me actually soon show you how bad it actually is.
No, I saw it. I saw it. Oh, it's painful.
Yeah. All this time and detail!
I tried to tell you.
Are you proud of yourself, miss?
No, I just feel bad for you.
To be fair, I kind of dug my own grave here, so.
That's true. How late are you planning to stream?
Sorry?
How late are you planning to stream? I don't know how late it is for you yet.
It is currently 20 to 10, apparently.
Okay. So it's 10.
Almost,
You should go to
yeah.
bed soon.
Yeah, maybe I should soon call it quits.
Oh. Mia, how did you get in here? Out. My dog, one of my dogs, I think, broke my Nintendo Switch charger, so I have to go buy a new one next week.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
They have been a bad doggo.
They're not supposed to be in my room. Because one of them will chew through my trash can. And my stepdad forgot they were in my room, or my stepdad had them in my room for a little while I wasn't home. And I didn't notice it until today, and this has been a few days ago, but because my charger was on the floor. Because I didn't think anything was going to be in my room. And my charger is now bent at a very awkward angle. So, like, it can't even go into a plug.
Oh, God.
Thankfully, I have a backup charger right now because, I got... My dad was selling his Switch. And a friend has been wanting to play the new Fire Emblem game. So I asked my dad how much he was selling it for, and he's like, well... Because I'd been looking at secondhand ones, or the little Switch Lite that came out like a few days ago. I think like yesterday or the day before. And because I was gonna surprise her with it for a Christmas present, because this is the friend that's moving out with me, and so it was gonna be a Christmas present for her. But my dad is selling his, and so I was like, well, how much do you want for it? He's like, how much would this go for? And so I told him like, hey, I've seen them go between $300 and $400, and he's like. And then he was like, I'm not going to charge a full amount for it because it won't sell. I was like, well, I've seen $275 to $300, and he was like, I'll do it for $275.
That's nice.
Yeah. So I have to pay him next week. But because I have his Switch right now, I do have a backup charger until next week when I can go buy a new one.
That sounds fair.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for Pokemon Sword and Shield to come out next month.
Oh, same. Minus, I don't have a Switch, so I need to get one. Also, on my kind of like things that I hope to get probably soon is also probably like a Cintiq or something related.
Sure,
There's
a lot of good competition for a Cintiq now.
Yeah, I know that. And like, if someone hooks me up with like a tablet sponsorship, like if I get a screen tablet through something like that, then of course that's gonna be grand. First of all, that would need to happen, and second, considering my chances at the moment, they are semi-low, so yeah, that probably isn't gonna happen.
I mean, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, I have seen smaller channels than me to do those kind of things, so I'm low-key like, please, notice me. Oh yeah, I still have a little...
There's no law saying you couldn't reach out to them.
That's true. I didn't even think about it. I guess this is again one of those things that something that my mom tried to bash into me when we were like on a phone call like on Friday was that if I seem to like a job that I'm trying to apply for, I should try and hammer in there or send like more than one application.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, not in a row, but like, let's say, every few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Just to show that, hey, I want to be part of your company. I think I'm capable enough to be part of your company. And that way get some kind of like activity points.
Right.
So
Well, like I said, there's no law saying you couldn't reach out to them.
that is true.
Like, I've heard XP Pen is really good. I've heard mixed things about Huion.
Yeah, I've heard mixed things about Huion as well. I think Huion is something that I, for now, may... Unless they reach out to me, I'm not gonna bother with them.
But I have heard really good things about XP Pen.
I have
There's
also
been
heard,
Galmon
like...
tablets.
Yeah, and Propaloid. So there starts to be, like, more and more notable competition. Which is cool.
I mean, I've heard Huion tablets themselves are not too bad. I've just heard the customer service isn't that great.
Yeah. The moment when you're the moment when you're wondering your decision.
I know, for me it was a bit jarring, jumping from drawing on a non-screen tablet to jumping on, or to drawing on a screen tablet.
Oh yeah, you don't like exactly have a tablet, but you have a, like an iPad of sorts. Yeah. I mean, I'm like a person who isn't like too huge fan of like iPads and screen pads in general. But I mean, I could see it like, for example, if my freelance work starts to like skyrocket, I could see it as a, like a viable tool to bring into meetings and this kind of stuff.
I mean, that's true. I personally really enjoy the iPad. It works for me.
I guess the thing
But
that is a little bit weird for
everyone.
me is like the intersurface.
Well, like the interface or the surface that you're drawing
Interface, yeah. Like the general kind of like Android or Apple or whatever.
Yeah, that's fair. Personally, I think it's a bit of a learning curve. It's not too bad. Everything's gonna have its limitations, obviously. And then if like the feel of the screen is what bothers you, there are definitely screen protectors you can get to make them feel more paper-like. It all just depends.
Yeah. Does the concrete thing look like a... Okay.
I think it looks nice.
How much of it's hidden?
Yeah, I was gonna say, how much of it will we see?
Maybe I stop.
Maybe go ahead and unhide the layers you have behind it and see what you can actually see of it.
I have just unhidden. Oh yeah, the stream is following up behind.
Okay, yeah, so you see a little bit, but not too much of it.
Yeah.
Literally all the details you just did are hidden.
Basically. But you know what? Instead of learning of my mistakes...
You're gonna go do it again, aren't you?
Yeah. I promise it's small this time. And I'm gonna do it a little bit more automatic. No! No!
What'd you just do? What'd you just do?
I accidentally cropped my selection.
Control Z, man. Undo.
Yeah. Okay, let's see how this looks. Okay, I guess perfect, but I need the actual color there. I may have also found another song that could fit on Fern and Cheetah.
Eye emojis.
I actually soon have to make a list what I have to link you after the stream.
So far we have the podcast you were telling me about, some Warrior Cats drama, Yellow Pages, and that.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yep. Okay, let's see how it looks after this teeny weeny detail that, again, probably you'll never see ever again. Okay, I think it actually worked. I tried to give the waterline a little bit more recognition that it's actually a waterline between the thing and such.
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Oh yeah, another thing that is in like SAI 2 is caution blur.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be fun to play around when it comes to perspective and such, without taking the image to the Photoshop and doing it there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess this is it. It's 8 minutes to 10 where I am, and maybe I should make a hot chocolate, take it easy for the rest of the evening.
Go to bed.
Yeah, where is the tree? Oh, okay, I still have the tree on that folder. Sad face. I thought I didn't miss it. Whoopsie.
Well, you didn't, so you're good.
But I guess it's just smarter for me to just shut this down, prepare to bed. I have meeting tomorrow, so I guess I mentally need to prepare to that if I happen to get a new client. Maybe, hopefully. She has postponed the meeting like 3 times already, so now I'm like,
oh gosh,
please let it happen.
Well, good luck.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. This is the image, kind of like a close-up. Oh, this is very, very dull detail, but while I was line arting these, I actually figured out how to make good looking knees. Like, I'm actually very satisfied with those knees.
Nice. You should be, they look nice.
Thank you. And thank you, Laura. I hope that the meeting goes well as well. But yeah, I guess enough of knees, enough of water, enough of everything. I guess it's a good time to wrap everything up. I pressed the wrong button. Okay, while that thing is saving, I guess I just throw here the ending and just like do my stuff, which is thank you everyone for joining the stream. Thank you, Wolf, for coming and keeping me company. I hope that our conversations were interesting to listen to. because I think that we touched quite a few nice points there. So yeah, next week, for Finnish people, I will be at Pori. I will mention about this Nipori event convention that I'm going to the Artist Alley at. I will put that into the community tab. I will put more information about it there. Go check it out. If you happen to be around, come say hi to me. So that will be happening next weekend. I don't know when I stream again. As usual, I don't have a schedule, sadly. But when I do, I'll be seeing you all then. Thank you for everyone coming to watch me draw, and again, thank you, Wolf. And I'll see you all on the next stream.